Let's see what trades we got going on today. It's officially New York session as I'm recording this video. Uh, Currently 9/20/20. Wow, I say 9/20/2020. I'm about to cut myself. Currently 900. What is happening with me right now? 9:22 a.m. What's wrong with me, man? Maybe that's a like a you know what? Skip everything I was just about to say. Let's start over. Currently, New York session getting ready for opening bell to happen. And this is one of the first setups I sent out on my sales chat this morning for US30. So I got two main setups I'm looking for. We got a zone for today so far, where this being the highest point with this being the support. So really, I'm just waiting to see if it breaks the zone. My sales chat members and I will be looking for these sales. And if it ends up breaking outside of the zone, then we can start looking for the buys. But ultimately, this week on US30 in particular, we just been seeing a lot of like zones for the day. Should I is a good way? I guess I should say. Monday, Monday I started out the week with a bang, like all inside the zone. On Monday we was just going back and forth. Was it Monday? Today? Today is Thursday. It wasn't Wednesday. It was Tuesday. Tuesday was the day. So Tuesday back and forth when it was playing inside the zone, I was calling all of it. Every buy, we call every buy. We call every sell a chart. We call every buy to retest. And then even the sales at the breakout. Wednesday, Loki did the same thing, but I wasn't really on the chart on Wednesday that much. Just caught a couple trades, just waiting for the main move, see what the market give us. And then here we are now on Thursday on the chart, finding ourselves in the same pattern where US30 is still chilling inside the zone, still just going back and forth, not really showing us signs of breaking out the buys, but basically creating lower highs in in the market, right? Like I teach all the time in my academy, like I teach all the time on YouTube, TikTok, whatever platform you're watching this on right now. Um, as long as the market continues to create lower highs, is letting you know that the market is in a downtrend. Every single time it creates another lower high, that is the area that you can look at to see if the market is going to be coming back to retest that price for the confirmation of just a retest before the next downtrend or breakout for the new direction, which would be the bull run, right? So if I go across all the pairs right now, let's do a quick like recap across everything. So US30 is in the zone. So I'm really either waiting for a breakout or better yet, once I really figure out to tell that the market is actually like killing this range for the day, I'll go ahead and start calling out my buys up to the zone back to the top. And then we'll start looking for sales at the top of the zone back down to the bottom and just scalping the market for 100 pips on both sides. So let me actually see right now. So yeah, so you see here, this will be 1,600 pips going up. And then we're going to take the same sell setup right here. So that could be 1,600 pips going down. And then the market decides to stay in that zone again. We'll look for the same buy setup all over again. But for right now, we're just chilling. If I remember correctly, there are news coming out today. We had the unemployment claims, all that came out. Oh yeah, so yeah, we said everything already came out already. Uh, as of what I'm looking for, it looks like another mixed day on the charts. We got negative news, positive news, news that stayed the same, and then literally, yeah, negative and positive. So it's a mixed data day. So that means the market should really just be either chilling, consolidating, or staying with the trend of the downtrend, which we'll probably see. We got 4 minutes to open the bill, so we'll see what's happening around that time across my other entity. So when I come over here on Nas, really on Nas, I was waiting to see, like, I think it was earlier this week, I was looking to see, like, okay, cool. Is Nas gonna, that's crazy. I gotta go back and watch the video again. Is Nas gonna break out of this? Like, I was looking originally when the market first opened on Sunday. I was like, okay, cool. Nas back at the same support level. It was back in the beginning of June. This would be a nice area to look for buys off of, right? As you can see, it did indeed take off for the buys on Monday. Went back to retest the lower high structure, failed to break. And then, as you guys already know, the market tanked on Wednesday, which caused those sales. And it came back full retest back to where it was at the beginning of June, another key support level, right? And from this one, I'm loving what I'm seeing, right? But it's one or two things I'm looking for here. If it wants to continue to break out for the downtrend, which I don't really care to enter off of this downtrend breakout, I would probably um enter off of this lower high that's forming. So if it retests this resistance level around opening bell, we see that the market is losing momentum and still stay with the downtrend. Once the price pushes back down, then I'll go ahead and call out some sales when I send the chat. and then we'll ride that out for the breakout, and then this will kind of be like my second entry option if I choose to take this setup, right? But ultimately, my preference would just be the bull run, right? I would love to see NAS100 just stay in this zone and then break out, because the moment it breaks out, that lets me know, okay, cool, I can start looking for my swing trade opportunities where I can look to take this trade from around 19,200 back to 20,714. And you can't. Some people could say like, "Oh, that's like how you know you want to look for a long swing like that?" Because the last time it broke out, that's really the extent of how far I went to. Like obviously, this is the highest point in the market, even at this time. Even if it doesn't give us the full retest, what was the previous zone structure that Nas 100 broke out of before pushing down to this price for the buy? I mean for the sales, and that was this structure right here. So if I can at least even get it buy full buy retest back to 19,493, and it fails to break this previous support and it becomes a resistance level, this is a perfect entry to enter in off of a lower high setup. And this is like a real confirmation for me to let me know that okay, cool, we can start looking for swing trade now for the buys, but instead stick with those downstream momentum that the market is already showing us. And who knows, that can be this could be the highest point, the new high for the year, and we're on our way to start seeing a decline going into the rest of the months for August, September, October, November, December. 5 month decline, like we never know, right? Hopefully not, right? But plus side for us, since we're able to trade both when it's buying and when it's selling, we can make money regardless. So we don't really stress over if the market is in a downtrend or if it's in the uptrend. We just like to capitalize off of the setup that is given to us. So for Nas, literally just waiting for the breakout here, or like I said, I'm gonna be looking for the breakout for the buys around this stretcher, around this area, and then also what I'm gonna do. mm, 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 mm. I need to go ahead and start getting my trades ready. Let me actually get this. Actually, let me make sure I didn't put this box up in the chat already before I get ready to send them out another one. This says 19,170. So yeah, actually, yep, perfect. So the buy entry that I gave my sales chat yesterday was at 19,170. Stop loss was 19,120. As you can see, right back above that zone. And then TP 134, 19,205. I don't know what it is about today, but the market just seemed very like when it's time to like do my pip count, it just seems like it's very let's turn this up a little. 19,225. I definitely gotta adjust these. Okay. It seemed very like close as far as like how the market is. Like usually like 900 pips will feel like all the way up here, but this is like 2,000 pips just because, and it always looked like it's basically because of how far the market like pulled back to. That's typically like when we see that, like when they go for like crazy like drops or whatever, it is when it's time for the reversal. You'll notice our stop loss are tighter than usual, kind of like right here. Our stop loss seems like it's tighter than usual compared to like let me see if I find an example. Yeah, I can see what I'm talking about. All right, so you can see how this is like, this not really a good example either. It's still too close. This might be better. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see how, okay, here. You can see how 900 or 1,000 pips is like, look how much room that has compared to like if I come down here and shows you 1,000 pips. It's not doing none of justice. It still looks sad. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It could be tripping because of just how my zoom is right now on it. Maybe that's a possibility too, but that could be what it is. So as you can see here, look, for my signature people, my academy people watching this 200 pip move is crazy because this move in particular was all I'm looking for this. Like, I'm like, bro, this is on the TP134. But I was just telling you how my main move, like what my preference would be really a full swing here, or better yet, I would look for a retest back to this structure right here. So this one entry And depending on where I put this at, maybe I might upload this to YouTube, make this YouTube video or something like this. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Depending on where I put this at, like literally, this is 3,200 pips just off of this one entry. But it is opening bell. So let me look across all my indices real quick, see what's happening. So US30 doing what I was expecting it to do. It's still consolidating like the other ones, but you can kind of see like that zone play I was telling y'all about, where it's just really just staying inside the zone. Uh, not really breaking out, not really showing too much signs of anything, just chilling. So once they break out, then we know. And it's crazy too, because like even this structure right here, let me show y'all. So you got this is the new resistance, and then you also got this little mini Boston over right here. So even if it breaks this structure, cool. It still technically needs to break this structure right here. Because if it doesn't break this, all it's gonna do is break out this zone, resistance, and then it's just gonna sell off. And let me actually draw that out for y'all so y'all can see. So all it's gonna do, if it do, it could go here and sell off, right? Or it can come full recess to this main resistance and sell off right here. So like, typically I would have called a buy right here, but there's no point because really that's the resistance level. The most safest buy that anybody, if they're looking to trade US30 right now, will either one, be off of this zone right here, or two, you would literally have to really wait until it breaks out of this structure right here. So that way you're not getting caught in a potential breakout right here, just for the market to tank and sell off. Right. So that's kind of like my two levels of today. I'm not really rushing to enter anything just yet, but so far everything just chilling and consolidating. So we might have to wait a little bit. Maybe I'll pause this video and upload it again once it's actually back moving. What was I about to say? Germany 40. Let's start over. Let's talk about Japan pair too. Japan, bro, this pair is gone. Like, Jesus Christ. Full sell off from like all the buy history, all the buy momentum that everybody probably was seeing on the Japan pair in June, May. Like the market literally came and just like clean sweep everybody out. I'm like, dang, but that next pull, that next buy run is gonna be crazy. This setup over here in Germany 40 was a clean setup that I called for the buys. I mean, I'm talking about the buys. It was a clean setup that I called for the sales, right? But I wanted to really talk about it even further. See if you could peep what pattern is this right here. I talked about this a while back in the beginning months, but let's see if anybody knows what pattern this is. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna let you figure it out and put it in the comments and let me know if you know exactly what pattern this is. This is a pattern on the 4-hour time frame. And one thing about the 4-hour time frame, the higher the time frame, the bigger the move. What is this pattern right here in the chart called? And it's crazy because essentially it did it a little bit right here too. And I'm drawing it out for y'all so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Leave it in the comments. Maybe you might be able to help somebody else that have no idea what this pattern is, but this is a pattern on the 4-hour time frame. And whenever you see it on the 4-hour time frame, just understand that the market is going to be moving crazy for those sales. It's a pattern that you see on a downtrend. And if you come over here to the left of the chart, you see the same patterns happening over and over again on this pair. Over and over again. Look, here you go again. Happens all the time on this pair. It's a common pattern. Look at this beautiful downtrend that this was in, but this isn't really the pattern. Oh, no. Right here. Let me see. Mm, right here's a mini one right there. Let's come over here. Let's see if we can see it even further. Now I'm going back into the beginning of the year. Beginning of the year is a little bit choppy. But the same way it did it on the downside, like when you look for the downtrend setup, it works as well for the uptrend side when it's actually time for reversal. So let me say that. But the downtrend side is way more cleaner to see. So keep that in mind for my people that trade Germany 40. And actually looking at this is looking pretty good as well. Where I'm not gonna stand on this actually. Because last night we got those beautiful sell-offs again, and then here we are now seeing the market kind of like pull back to potentially give us a retest for another lower high setup, or excuse me, or a new reversal for the buys. So what I'm gonna do on Germany 40, see how to the left of the chart here, this was the previous zone structure, and once it broke that zone, it took off for those buys, and then let's start over here, right? Did the same thing over here. This is actually what I talked about on earlier. I can't remember. It's in one of my videos. I talked about this. I think last week I did a breakdown on the Germany 40. I talked about how it looked. Same structure, same key price level, right? It broke out again. Every time I pushed up to this price right here, it took off for the buys. But technically, I can make it even safer by pushing all the way up here. This is where it was at over here to the left. But if we're gonna go most recent to where the market structure is at right now, I'm gonna just drag it. And granted, I guess I could have just dragged it across the whole thing, but we're just gonna focus on this. And I'm gonna bring this down just a tad bit. And this is all I want to see. We're gonna keep it simple. Simple price action, no indicators, no nothing. If it breaks outside of my blue box, I will look for the buys, and we'll be looking for the next swing trade back to these respectable price areas, right? But if it doesn't, if it fails to break, then I will wait for the buys, and then I'll let it consolidate inside here for these with these fills until it actually shows me that it's ready to commit for that uptrend. Until then, I'm waiting. Until then, I'm chilling. That's all I'm waiting for. And literally, everything else is still chilling for right now as well. So this is one of those videos where I think this is actually a good video because sometimes most people will try to rush a trade or you got to trade for the day, and sometimes like it might not be a good trading day. You might not have to trade for the day, or you miss the time to trade. So it's basically, I'd rather be safe. I'd rather be patient and wait for the next move versus you trying to rush something that isn't coming. Right. So what I'm gonna do? It's currently 9:39 as I'm recording this. Right. So 9:39. I'm probably about to chill for a few. We're gonna play some college football. Maybe I'll do a vlog on that soon too. I think I'm gonna do it like a whole. I want to get like a streaming setup for playing the game, man. That's just, college gotta be watching the clips. I'm like, yeah, need it for sure. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna let time chill. I'm gonna let time fly by. I'll pick up the camera again, record when the market's actually moving or what's the next step I'm looking for. Probably I'm thinking literally probably be ready by like maybe 10:30. I'll give it an hour to see what's going on. Hour, 2 hours, and if nothing's moving in, then we probably won't trade today. Probably not until later on, or until it actually get to their respectable support and resistance. I'm like what I'm seeing though. From a scalper's perspective, like if I'm not looking for a breakout, it's about to be so simple to trade these. But
so, as you can see, we're not on the Zoom call anymore. We're not on the share my screen, but that's because I am trash, man. I'm trash. So as I was cleaning out my computer, getting and updating all these old videos that I had like all over my desktop and I organized and stuff, I deleted all of my videos. And by doing that, I recently deleted one of the videos of the update to all of the trade ideas that I just showed you guys that we went over and broke down on Thursday. All the trade ideas and everything. I updated all of that, and that video got deleted in the process because of me just clicking just to trash and not actually watching the video just to clarify what it was before deleting it. So it's cool because now y'all can get like a, I guess, an after recap of it. But it's like, dang, in that moment I wish y'all could have saw like some of the trades that I did call. Like obviously if you follow me on the Instagram page Tradewithabe, you will see like the NAS100 setup, the aftermath of that. I think I just dropped that a day or two ago. Probably, honestly, I think I probably just dropped it earlier today too, now that I think about it. But literally there's a couple of trades I got out, I pushed out for short form content, and then like I said, the long form for the YouTube that I want to do for you guys. I made a mistake and actually deleted it, but it's cool because right now I get to come over here and I get to kind of like recap and show you my process of the aftermath, and honestly like still like going over some of the plays that I call that still is up for grabs and up for a trade idea that you could probably take going into next week. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on the charts and see what's going on over here. Alright, so first off, honestly, wait, I just realized even on that video, you guys didn't even see the SPS 500 breakdown that I called out. So I'm not even going to focus on this one. But as you can see, one of the trades I called in the student shot this week for SPS had a breakout entry at 54.35, and then as you can see here, TP 1 through 4 smash. Actually, we got us like a full retest back to that main resistance level on Friday. But let's not focus on that. Let's come over here and let's talk about what's happened on Thursday for NAS100. Let's see. Let's replay this back. Thursday, New York. So I believe around this time, what we were looking at, I'm gonna delete everything here. Alright, so on the charts, what I was looking for over here, as you can see, and if you remember, obviously just rewind if you don't, but it was a previous zone stretcher that we was looking at, that the market was at, and that's all we was waiting for, right? So the overall trend was in the downtrend. We was waiting to see if the market was gonna give us those reversals. I know I was talking about, dang, I really don't remember if it was in this video or the other one, now that I'm recording this, but I remember I was looking to the left of the chart, and we was talking about how on a 4-hour time frame, we was coming back to a main key support level. And all I was waiting on was, I'm pretty sure it's in that earlier video from earlier, but all I was waiting on was the breakout. Like, if I can get a buy around 19,200, then I'll start looking for swing trades for NAS100, at least back to this structure right here, or potentially even a full retest back to the lower high. And if you don't know, like, as I'm recording this and stuff, this week coming up is NFP week. So this is, if it's going to be any week that we're going to see all of our indices go super crazy and super volatile, super takeoff, it's going to be this week on the charts, right? So keep that in mind. But as you see here, first thing on NAS100, I actually want to come over here to the left and see if I can find where I marked it up at. So that sell entry for NAS100 was around 38,801. I'm tripping. Am I tripping? Ouch. 18,857. I'm like, I'm tripping right now. Alright, so that sell is for the breakout around here. 18,857. And then TP 1 through 4 was for 1,200 pips. Alright, so then I'm gonna just go ahead and drag this all the way down here so you guys can see. This was that last TP that I had set. I'm not about to sit here and remark up the whole chart, because for what? Y'all already know. If you trade indices, if you trade NAS100, you already know how the market's actually played out. But as you can see here, the market did exactly what I expected. It broke out of that zone. It created the lower high here. It broke out of the zone. Once it broke 18,857, it pushed and went ahead and smacked our TP for a full 1,200 pip move. And then right after that move, I'm mad because I think I was out at the time doing something, because I really wanted to call this reversal. If you in my ceiling shade, you're watching this video, I really wanted to get y'all in these buys, like down here, like down here where I had the same area that we had our sales was down here is going to be our buy entry off once we got that bullish and go from candlestick. That's what I was looking for on the charts. But since the market did end up taking off by the time I was actually ready to call it for y'all, that's when I think y'all probably I gave y'all like a buy setup once it came back inside the zone. And of course that play actually did play out as well, but like I said, I'm not going to focus too much on every single trade that I called this week, but more so just the main ones that I called based off of what you guys saw in that previous breakdown of what I was looking for a New York session. But as you can see here, the market did indeed like retest the zone, broke back inside, did a fake break outside, came back inside for the sales, came back to the same area that I would have looked to call the buys out again, and literally just been a crazy movement on NAS100, right? But as you guys saw, those sales played out perfectly. The market did try to break out for those buys, but ultimately it was just another lower high setup. So if you trade NAS100, what I could say to you guys for like a pro tip for people that trade NAS100, right? Pro tip for you guys: if you notice that the market gave us a zone, right? So let's get away from the candlesticks. Just focus on this box up here, and we're just gonna use the arrows for this trend, right? So let's say you got a buy, right? Your buys is going crazy, and it breaks out of the zone. If your buys start going crazy, then all of a sudden NAS100 starts selling. If it closes above the zone, right, you want to wait for the retest, and then you guys can look for the buys once the next candlestick starts giving you like a bullish engulfing candlestick, or giving you some type of momentum that is going for the buys. But if for whatever reason, if that market decides to melt, if it decides you see momentum is strong and it's starting to close and come back inside the zone, this is your opportunity to look for the sales and look to take that same trade back down to the previous zone structure that played as support in the past. So even from here to here, I'm not even looking to the left of the chart right now. I'm just going straight off of just look at just this little box. The moment a price or candlestick comes back inside this little box, go back to the last previous support level that you saw and use that as a reference of a range of where you should set your TPs to, right? So now let's come back to this chart over here. Let's bring this box right back down here in this zone right here, right? And since I can't do it the fast way how I want to, I'm just gonna redraw it. This is our range once again. I'm gonna go over here. So the same principle applies for the buys too. It sold off, it came back inside the zone. I'm buying as soon as it come back inside the zone. I'm really giving y'all a game for real. So make sure y'all really taking notes and really paying attention to this, because this is gonna help y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all gonna make so much money just off of this strategy alone. Breaks inside the zone, comes back inside the zone, back above the previous support, you buy. It breaks out, your previous resistance structure is right here. It closes back inside, it's giving you lower high setups, you sell. Where did I say take it back to? Take it back to the previous support level that the original zone came from. And as you can see, if you're selling once these candlesticks close, or if you're entering off of this momentum right here, whatever you choose to use as momentum, as you can see, it took off for 1,700 pips. And if you had a running position, it really went all the way for 2,700 pips before it pulled back again to go for those buys that we were looking for originally, right? So that's my little bar for y'all, my jump for y'all. You would think NAS100 is one of my favorite pairs to trade, the way I've been giving y'all NAS100 breakdowns and NAS100 like trade like strategies to use for it. But next up, let's focus on US30. Oh my gosh, just every time I come back to this chart and looking at this, I am still holding my US30 positions. For all my Silver Chat people and Academy members that are watching this video, I am still holding my US30 positions. I am planning on swing trading these positions back to potentially up here. If it starts off right on NLP and I see that I like the way the candlestick is looking, I might hold it to here. But I am going to be respecting these levels as well if it does not break it come Sunday or Monday, right? But what I'm looking for, let's recap on what happened on Thursday, because it was a lot of momentum on Thursday. Really, this entire week, if you in the Signals chat, you know. If you it really comes down to the if you know, you know. That's the reason why I'm gonna start dropping my weekly Signals chat results again on the why is it ready to come right now? That's the reason I'm about to start dropping my weekly Signals chat results on my Tradewithabe page, just so you guys can really see what's going on a regular. At first I had it on a monthly basis, and y'all won't know what's happening in the Signals chats until the next month, right? So I'm back to the weekly results. Hopefully that helps you guys see how consistent we are, well, how consistent I am with calling trades out to the Signals chat. And if you are interested in joining, feel free to go ahead and head to the website and enroll, because like once again, NFP week is one of my favorite weeks to trade. We make a lot of money during NFP week. Obviously it can't guarantee nothing, but my results speak for itself. My mentees, my everybody that's my members could tell you a living testimony of my results on how I go crazy in the chats on a consistent basis, right? But let's talk about US30. Let's rewind. So Thursday, as you can see here, I had two areas on Thursday that I was looking for on that call, and I'm mad because I'm pretty sure I didn't get to talk about it fully in this video, and I'm so mad because I literally was just I gotta stop. It's making me mad that I'm really so furious with myself that I deleted that video, because that was such a bar. I had two structures that I was looking for, right? So the first one, I'm gonna rewind this back a little bit more. Dang, bro, that's so annoying, bro. Y'all just don't know, because like if you do YouTube or if you do like content creation or video and you lose your memory, you lose your hard-earned quality video that you put together for y'all. Pain. So look, previous support, London session, as you can see here, was that support during London. It came back here around 6 a.m. The market starts taking off for buys. During this present time, so even this is my main buy move, this was a setup that I think I called on Thursday night or Friday, once it really started going for the buys. But I don't want y'all to focus on this right now. I'm gonna leave this here because I'm gonna talk about how that played out too, but I want y'all to focus solely. No, I'm not. I'm gonna delete it because I want y'all to focus. So look, this was the original buy. I mean, this was the original resistance level. This was the main previous lower high. My thought process, like as I'm trading New York, as I'm on the live call talking to y'all and stuff, I'm like, cool, I see this structure being a nice area that US30 can just retest to and sell. But I also can see, for whatever reason, I got a feeling it can come here before going, right? So this is like my thought process. I had a sell entry that I called from my Signals chat once it closes back outside of this box down here. And then I had another one in the back of my head that I knew I was going to cut out later. If it did, make a full retest back to the top of the zone here, and then I was gonna look for the sales there. As you can see, we run play on this. The market tried it. It really tried it. I'm not gonna lie. It broke out. It retested. This candlestick was like a manipulation candlestick that had people probably thinking, oh, the sales already, but it didn't officially close under that zone, so this trade wasn't valid, and that's why obviously my people in the sales chart, we do not take this sales setup just yet. It actually broke, retest, and then it went ahead and pushed to the previous resistance. So if you're looking at this from a buyer standpoint, it's creating beautiful higher lows. This is what I love to see from a buyer standpoint. And had I originally held my buying tree that I had around here off of this support level from here to here, that's a smooth 3,000 pips before US30 even decided to like come back inside that zone and sell off. And even off of these retests, it was still a smooth 1,200 pips here. It was still a smooth 900 pips here going on the charts. I say that so backwards. 900 pips here, 2,000 pips here off of the breakout before it actually came back inside the zone, right? So like even though this pair did take off, right, which is crazy, even though this pair did take off, it went insane for those buys, it did immediately come all the way back for those sales. And this is a perfect example of why patience pays. Like imagine if I'm more of a bullish trader anyway. I could trade the sales, but obviously this week in particular, this day in particular, I was on the seller side catching those rejections off of the prices. I still had my scalpers for the buys, but rejection wise, I was going crazy with the sales off of these zones. So like even with it pushing up here, like if I was only being biased, like if you're a trader that's like, bro, I only thought it was gonna go for the sales, like seeing this momentum, like understanding being patient and waiting for your move to come, this is a true testimony of that. I have a strategy that I teach in my academy members. I have strategies that I teach for you guys to catch the sales off of US30, literally off of this candlestick right here, which would have had you at 4,000 pips, like depending on how far this pair actually took off. But even just simply off of the trade that I called in the chat, which was once it came back down to this zone, take these sales, like it's crazy to see, like, yes, it took off for the buys all day, and then around 2 p.m., 3 p.m., that's when it came back exactly and played out exactly perfectly for those sales setups that we wanted to see, and the market did take off for another 1,200 pips on that standpoint. But looking at this now, right, on the 15-minute time frame, if you was a trader looking at this on the charts, right, this is a no-brainer. The buy setup that y'all saw that I had on this chart originally, if it breaks out that zone, right, this is the same exact buy setup. This is the market creating lower highs, and then this is the market creating a higher low because it retested the previous main zone structure from earlier that day, and it closed above. So the only confirmation you will have needed was the moment it broke out of that zone again, this is the buy that you take off of this move. And as you can see here, the rest was history, where it did proceed to just literally follow suit with the trend. It gave you your breakout, right? It gave you your breakout. It gave you your retest. It gave you your continuation of the breakout. It gave you one last chance to hop in the trade. It gave you one last juicy entry to take off of a pullback. And then what happened on that next candlestick? News came out, whatever it was, right? What time is this? Yeah, 9:30 a.m. news came out. Another breakout for the buys, and the rest was history on US30. This is actually going into Friday, but like this is a beautiful textbook play that we saw on the charts. And then even with this sell, I could have called the sales off of this just because it finally made its way back to the last previous lower high that started the downtrend. So it hit that price, rejected, and started pulling back. But right now we're marinating at this price, and I am still holding these buys from my original entry that I called out to you guys in the signals chat. Last but not least, man, my favorite pair, my baby. I love trading this during London. The market moves lovely, poetic, moi, everything, right? Germany 40, 4-hour setup. This is the one that I know that was in this video that I just dropped. Everything that I said, that I talked to you guys about bullish engulfing candlesticks, the whole nine, of looking to the left of the chart, previous support structure, literally played out to the T, right? Literally did the same exact thing where this was the zone that played as a key level. Broke out the zone, went ahead and went to go smack TP1, TP2 during New York. It came back to retest during London. London, it retest fully back to that zone, and then opening bell 3 a.m. candlestick came, pushed back above, hit TP1, took out to TP2, took out TP3, took out TP4, took out TP5 for a whopping 1,200 pips. I shall lie, 1,500 pips, and it was on its way to smack 2,000 pips. Germany 40 actually turned into a pair, and actually I'm gonna go ahead and end my screen. So Germany 40 actually turned into a pair that it used to be a pair that I used to only go for 1,200 pips a day during London, and I might catch 1,200 pips again during New York, depending on what's happening, movements will happen. But I'm noticing now, like when it comes to catching like the overall trend, catching like certain like type of nice swing trades for me, I've been noticing that it's been doing a good job averaging about 2,000 to 3,000 pips on the setup that I'm looking for. And I'm actually very excited to start calling trades like that in the ceiling chat, because I really only call trades like that predominantly on US30. So being able to call it on Germany 40, being able to capitalize it on Germany 40, and because Germany 40 is such a, if you trade Germany 40, or if you don't know about Germany 40, it's such a clean pair. Like, it's, when it goes, it goes. It's not a lot of retest. It's not a lot. Let me rephrase that. It is a lot of break and retest. If you know, you know. Right? It's a lot of smooth going in the direction of the trend, potential consolidation, but breakouts. It's not a lot of US30 where you're catching sweet price action areas and it's dropping, hitting price and going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's more of like a, think of what's a good example? What is a pair that goes when it goes? Like when it takes off, it takes off. I guess the closest thing is like NAS100. NAS100 quarter one, quarter two vibes. When NAS100 was like, when it breaks out of a zone, it just goes in that direction and go. That's how it is with Germany 40. And it's more obvious to read. Like when it's creating those higher highs and higher lows, or those lower highs and lower lows, whenever it's creating those patterns, Germany 40 is, I feel like, the best indice to read. And really one of the best or the smoothest ones to where you can feel comfortable like leveraging higher. I'm not going to recommend that you guys leverage higher. Obviously, you do what you want with your accounts, your own personal risk management. But that is one of my favorite pairs to trade outside of US30. Right? So, shout out to everybody that stayed to literally the official end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All I ask is, if you're new here, subscribe. If you like this video, leave a like. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, drop it in the comment section below. And then, obviously, if y'all want to join my Siddles chat, hit the site and just enroll there. But I'm going to be dropping, like, first of all, tomorrow I'm still going to do like a breakdown, Sunday analysis. And then I'm going to be probably dropping my vlog soon too. I still got like a lot of videos I got to upload for y'all. So I'll be dropping probably every other day this week, just so I can play catch up. So y'all can see what's happening behind the scenes outside of the life of trading. But I'm tired of talking now. Let me drink some water and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.